Welcome to the Dart Connect Derby, event number 11 on the 2023 Championship Dart Circuit.
Well, Alex Spellman today is averaging 89.41, Gary Mawson 83.02. And we are getting started. Alex Spellman, we are off and running.
96.
And 96 right out the gate for Spellman.
And I think if you take the time to look at, you use our lovely friends over at Dart Connect to break the stat section down, I think that's where you really start to see 40. The difference in these two, whereas Gary is very steady and very talented. Alex, in the percentages and averages, it's just extremely heavy in Alex's favor, especially in the scoring categories as far as performance, where he just
177.
There he is.
Lays you out with the 177 to prove a point. But the scoring side of things, it weighs heavily in Spellman's favor. So Gary's going to have to get out
59.
there and take darts out of Alex's hands and make sure that when he finds a double, he hits that double.
I would agree with that. This is our defending Continental Cup champion, who is looking more and more likely to be the #1 seed this year as well. Quite the battle going.
Well, I mean, this is just like we talked about when we started the day off. This is a storybook that's just writing itself chapter by chapter after every match, and we've got the Canadians fighting it out on one side and the Americans fighting it out on the other, and it's just a whole lot of fun to watch.
84.
Yeah, I mean, you can't think of a more, like, we didn't do this on purpose, but this is a more magical kind of look at things, right? The battle for everything going on. As Alex Spellman, after 12, is sitting on 48.
137. Alex, you require 48.
Gary, a little bit of an off leg to get us started, but I don't think it's going to matter with Spellman. Potential 14 darter on tops. One more dart in hand. That's a little bit awkward for him. But he gets it anyway.
Alex Spellman.
The Jackal.
Second leg is Gary to throw
15
first.
dart hole to throw right out the gate. This is a 1st to 6, best of 11. Our last quarterfinal before we have the semifinals. The first semifinal, well, one of the semifinals is going to be David Cameron taking on Jim Long.
I can't wait.
And that's for a lot of marbles.
The gentleman versus Excalibur.
And then the second semifinal will be the winner of this,
140.
taking on Stowe Bunce, who again continues his run of fantastic finishes this season.
Yeah, Stowe has found himself just a whole new stride, just a whole new bag for Stowe Bunce. Having the time of his life and throwing amazing darts while doing it.
Well, our sponsor for this match is 32D CBD, our newest sponsor. Topicals, oils, and gummies delivering sleep aid and pain relief. Learn more at www.32dcbd.com. And if you use code CDC20 at checkout for 20% off on
100.
all purchases. Can't beat that.
No. It's always nice to have a little 20% off coupon in the pocket. And look at Alex, just dead center.
And then kind of dead center on the treble one.
83.
Not going to leave a finish there, so Gary's going to get his first, more than likely going to get the first look at a finish.
He will definitely get that.
125.
And then some.
Great darts from the Mauler.
Leaves himself on 74.
The Jackal setting it up beautifully.
138.
Great 138 to leave tops. Put a little pressure on the 74 for Gary Mawson. 14. Great first dart for 32. One more dart in hand. That's a good marker. And he hits it. 1-1 score line.
Third leg is Alex to throw first.
And that's what Gary has to do there. That's a perfect example. Gary stayed with him, stayed out in front. First opportunity to double, executed.
Let's talk about one of the quarterfinal matchups that we just had.
96.
David Cameron defeated Danny Lobby 6-1.
Man.
Danny Lobby averaged 100.22 and won one leg of darts.
Threw a ton and won a leg.
One leg.
Man.
Stowe Bunce won with a 101.97 average over Leonard Gates.
45.
Jim Long a 91.89 average in in victory over Jacob Taylor. So the averages are pumping on up, and you're seeing it right here. Alex Spellman throwing a 106.89 after 2 legs.
81.
So basically what you're telling me is they're setting themselves up to potentially blow the lid off of what we saw last night in the final.
You can only hope.
I mean,
last night's
hope
final
and
was
pray.
great, but you could easily see that getting bigger here.
140.
If Spellman does win this, that'll create a rematch from 2 finals in the last event weekend against Stowe Bunce, where Stowe got the better of Alex
95.
both times. Great last there from Spellman. Sustained a little bit of control.
Gary doing a good job of finding scoring in this leg. Not
96.
walking away with troubleless visits and leaving Alex free to roam as he pleases. Seeing a couple of 5s out of Alex here.
Which, again, is that miss.
49.
Well, 49 only leaves 180. So Gary Mawson will get an opportunity to potentially get a first look to break the throw here on Spellman, but he's got to hit a treble.
40.
And he doesn't do so. So both these guys sitting on 180. And now's not the time to hit that.
No.
They have played each other 3 times in the past. The most 2 recent times was back in 2022. Alex Spellman getting the best of Gary
140.
Mawson both times. The first time they competed against each other in the CDC, 2015.
Oh, man. Been a minute.
And to tell you how far Alex Spellman has come, in that first match that they played
140.
against each other, Alex Spellman averaged
40.
67.80.
Oh, wow.
I don't think Alex has averaged 67.80 in the last few years.
I mean, maybe with 2 darts. Not even then. Not even then. What am I saying?
He
Not
needs to
even
hit
then.
this, and he
No
doesn't
score.
do so. So Gary Mawson's going to get a
requires
chance to
40.
break the throw here with tops. Early break a throw. It'll be double 10. Double 5. And he
No
busts
score.
it. That's better than
Alex
hitting a single
requires
5.
40.
Yeah, I'd take the bust. I mean, I don't want a bust because I don't want to give it back to Alex, but I'd take the bust over the double 5.
You definitely don't want to give it back to Alex. Double 10. Double 5 for Spellman. And
All
they
the
both have some
wires.
double trouble
Gary
here.
require 40.
The darting drama is real.
And Spellman shaking the head.
Game
And
shot
Gary
in the third
Mawson
leg.
does hit it.
Gary Mawson.
So break a
Fourth
throw
leg
for
is
Gary
Gary
Mawson.
with
Takes
the
a 2-1
first.
lead over Spellman.
Game on.
I'm telling you, you can never count out someone like Gary Mawson.
No.
He has seen it all. He's done it all. He has competed at the highest level and been successful.
Absolutely.
And his game is still extremely good.
58.
And if he gets rolling, it's going to be a heck of a battle. And it is confirmed that our first semifinal will be David Cameron taking on Jim Long, which has every implication possible
95.
for the Canadian Order of Merit.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how this Canadian side of things unfolds. These guys, I'm sure, are all friends and
80.
talk to each other and stay in touch, but at the same time, the next 48 hours, they are going to be
There's a job to do.
there's a job to do, and they will be rivals.
And again, it cannot be stated enough how impressive all of these
85.
players that have a lot to play for are playing in this moment. They have to play their best this weekend, and right now they have been.
turning up the volume at just the right time,
100.
finding their stride, and just absolutely putting in the scores.
Great first start from Spellman. That's exactly where he wants it. It's not quite where he wants the second one, but he's going to try and stack it on top. Does so.
140.
Gary's going to switch down to the 19s. 18s? No, he went back to the 20. He tried to leave 167. Oh, no. Well, Spellman evens it out.
Alex not as clean as we've seen,
41.
going from even earlier today to last night.
We started on fire in this match, and
Yeah, and he's kind of started to go wayward here.
he will have a first look at the finish to break Gary right on back.
100.
Gary, that's a great
Alex,
treble
you
there on
require
Dark 3.
140.
Put some pressure on the 140. Spellman will not take out the 140, so Gary will come back with the 104 to hold his throw and complete the break of throw on Spellman.
100.
It is a
Gary, you require
race to
104.
6, best of 11 here in the quarterfinal battle. Great first start, going to stay right there. Tops for Gary Mawson for a 3-1 lead.
64.
Oh, and he just on the wire.
Alex, you require
But I
40.
bent the dang wire. Man alive.
So
All over
Spellman
it.
to break right back,
Game
and he
shot,
does
fourth
so.
leg. Alex Spellman. Fifth leg
And
is
I think
Alex
Alex
to throw
needed
first.
that because he is
Game on.
in full-blown coaching mode in his own mind right now. Telling himself that he needs to stop finding that dart into the 5, which he just about did right there. And
60.
if nothing else, just stay clean.
You can tell the feel is not quite there for him right this second. Gary's going to pounce.
135.
Great 135. Again, their averages so far today. Spellman averaging at 89.41, Gary Mawson at 83.02.
140.
The implications for Gary Mawson, he's in 15th on the CDC 2023 Tour Points list. The top 16 make the Continental Cup Tour Finals. So he's one of those bubble guys.
76.
Him and Chuck are holding down the gate and trying to keep the door shut from anybody playing hopscotch and jumping over them into the top 16, risking pushing one, if not both of them out.
96.
And a run from Mr. Mawson today helps cement that. I mean, he still has to survive tomorrow, but he'll live to fight another day.
96.
We are live here in Brownsburg, Indiana for event number 11, the Dart Connect Derby. From the scoring and training platform for players for only $24 a year. Digital steel for tournament directors and DCTV for the fans.
165.
Big darts there from Alex Spellman. Dart Connect has you covered. Get more people to play more darts more often. And they have definitely accomplished that.
59.
We talk
Alex, you
about
require
Spellman and the
40.
timed out 165 to leave tops.
For a 13 darter. He's okay with 14 or 15 as long as he gets it done.
Game
And he
shot,
gets it
fifth
done in
leg.
14.
Alex Spellman.
Holds the
Sixth
throw
leg
to
is
complete the
Gary to
break.
throw first.
Starting to
Game
smooth
on.
it back out. Starting to find his range again.
It's crazy to think that a somewhat off Alex Spellman is still throwing a 94.61.
Right. Yeah. Couple of awkward legs from Alex.
45.
Only drops down to a 92. You know, that's tough.
With him almost out of reach for the spot in the World Darts Championship at this point. Now I'm just going to go ahead and mention it. Hey, every
96.
PDC pro that is watching along that's ranked 33 to 64, I'm telling you right now, you do not want to draw Alex Spellman in the first round
No, you don't.
of the World Darts Championship.
Not even a little bit.
Look at this from Gary Mawson.
140.
Good 140.
No, I would not. I would not want to be on the receiving end of a round one draw of Alex Spellman, who is very much out to prove a point and is just absolutely
45.
focused on winning. That's a scary thought.
Good adjustment
80.
on dart 2, but went right back to the 5s on dart 3. Spellman just doesn't have too many troubleless visits either.
No, never. Hardly ever.
137.
Great switch to the 137.
Which is a big part of why that average just stays so up there in the clouds, because he's never without at least a 60-point dart or a 57-point dart, to where he's just always scoring.
Well, Gary just opened up the door for Spellman. And Spellman's walking right through it.
He says, "Yes, sir. Thank you. May I have another?"
145.
Went at the bullseye there on dart 3. Smart play from Spellman. If you was wondering who's doing the spotting, it is the Philly legend himself, Tim Neal.
Smart shot from
85.
Spellman. Spotting,
She requires
not
70.
so much. Love you,
Tim.
Tim.
All right. 20 for tops for Spellman. Great marker for him, too.
58.
He did not use it at
Gary, you
all.
require
No, he
111.
dropped that down and through.
Gary, an outside look here to hold his throw. Needs it. He should get a dart. He will. Tops. Oh, and
91.
just on the bottom wire.
Alex, you require
That
20.
is twice he has scared that wire, once above and once below.
And those are the opportunities that Gary's just letting go away. And Spellman
score.
busts.
Gary, you require
So
20.
Gary's back at it. He thought that was for sure over.
And he's
And-
about to get a 19-dart hole to throw. A gift.
He's got to focus back in there. I'm sure he thought this leg was over already. It's double 5. And one dart in hand.
I want to run it in.
And
10.
those were not good darts.
Alex, you require 20.
And Gary will be the first person to tell you. So double 10 for Spellman to break the throw, and he
Game
gets it
shot,
done.
sixth leg. Alex,
And that was a situation where I don't
seventh
think
leg is
Gary
Alex to throw first.
even remotely thought he was
Game
going to
on.
get a shot at that 20. And so mentally, I don't think he was prepared for it.
I think you're right. I think he kind of cashed in on the leg and was ready to turn around and see 501, and then wasn't quite ready to grip up to it just yet.
108.
That's a 180 from Alex Spellman to get us started here in leg number 7. He is 2 legs away from another semifinal appearance
80.
on the 2023 Continental or CDC Tour. That's a beautiful first dart for Spellman. Right back in it. Oh, no!
Oh, no.
That is 60 on the floor.
And the perfect leg washed.
You guys wonder how hard it is to 9-darter. That is why. He would have been on it if it would have stayed in there.
125.
You can't even boo that one.
Not even a little.
So you can boo the dart gods.
Well, yeah, you can curse the the dart gods if you wish, but
45.
you man, 60 on the floor is brutal.
Well, Spellman's still on a finish after 9, but it's not the finish he was looking for. Gary, another treble, will put some pressure on it.
100.
Not going to do
Alex,
so.
you require 100.
6 darts from 156 from Alex Spellman to take a 5-2 lead. There's the first. Can you find it again? He does. Double 18 for a 156 checkout.
138.
He'll be back. But I don't think he's happy that he went inside on the double 18.
No, he's holding on to the 60 on the floor a little bit, and then goes
60.
inside there, and that's not
Alex,
good.
you require 18.
I would almost anticipate a split here.
Straight at it instead.
I'll
Good
stand-
call, buddy.
Yeah,
And
I
we're at a
stand
5-2
very
scoreline.
firmly corrected. I would have. I in my mind for some reason just thought
Game
foresaw a one double floor there, but nope. Alex said, "Waste not, want not. We're not throwing any more darts than I have to," and double 9 with authority.
100.
All right, so Gary now faced with a very difficult situation. has to win 4 in a row to defeat Alex Spellman. And an informed Alex Spellman is tough to beat 4 legs in a row, that's for sure.
100.
Spellman just continuing his great run this season. Capitalizing. That started really with the Continental Cup last year.
Yeah.
45.
Great first start from Spellman.
Yeah. Just like last night, that is the perfect first start for him to put it right on top.
139.
He looked that 19 off.
He didn't like it.
Yeah, he didn't like it.
Right away, didn't like it.
He looked it off the minute I let it go.
That just tells you how
36.
technical he is with this throw to where he knows right away if that was a bad dart or a good dart. We're just watching a player at the top of his game right now.
180.
And another 180. And Gary Mawson is just, okay, I've ran into a buzzsaw at this point. He's had his opportunities, but Spellman has capitalized on the misses from Gary.
And then he's just, again, escalated that level. And,
82.
you know, we're going straight to threat level
Bullseye.
midnight here.
Oh, outside. 74 left. It'll be 32 for the match. And he takes it out in 12. Alex Spellman, ladies and gentlemen. The Jackal continues his run at 97.45 average in our last quarterfinal. My goodness.
Yeah.
So we're going to have the top 2 Americans on the CDC 2023 Tour Points list in our semifinal number 2, and the top 2 Canadians in our first semifinal on the 2022 Tour Points list. You can't write it any better.
You can't draw it up any tighter than that.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what else you want.